whenever you're ready.
Hello everyone, my name is Nakia Jones, and today I'm going to be introducing to you guys the Black Panther Party. How many of you guys have learned about the Black Panther Party? What have you guys learned? What's one thing that you learned? Go ahead.
The FBI decided them to be taken down.
Well, I decided to talk to you guys about the Black Panther Party because when I was in high school, it wasn't really talked about, and they mostly said bad things about it. So I wanted to inform you guys about some of the good attributes that the Black Panther Party has done. How many of you guys have heard of the Trayvon Martin case? I'm going to use that as an example to talk about the Black Panther Party because it gives a great example to explain why Bobby, Seale, and Huey P. Newton did the things that they did. The Black Panther Party was created in 1966, and it was created by Bobby Seale and Huey P. Newton. They started the party because they felt like the civil rights movement, which was peaceful, wasn't attaining their goal to achieve equality for all people. The Black Panther Party started out with 6 members, and they all had a role model of Malcolm X. Malcolm X to the Black Panthers represented a person who was militant, and he was revolutionary, and he represented dignity and self-respect. He gave them the encouragement to want to go out and fight for what they believe is right. The Black Panther Party was not related to the civil rights movement in any type of way because they were not peaceful. They took a militant approach because they felt that in order to end police brutality, you have to be militant. You have to stand up for what you believe in. The Black Panther Party has a legacy, and the legacy is that they are known as progressive political party, which means that they're ongoing, they're moving forward, they're very active, and they're political. They have their own views, and they were viewed as a communist party. And many people thought that they were just a party who wanted to change things. They was the only black organization that was armed and promoted a revolution. To many people, the Panthers represented equality, justice, and freedom. They also gave people a sense of who they were, and they wanted to teach black people exactly where they came from and let them know about some of the history that they felt that children were not learning in school. A part of being an organization, you have to have concepts and you have to have like a vision. And the Black Panther Party's concept was the 10-point program. The 10-point program is similar to the 10 Commandments. They express what they felt were their natural rights, and they expressed what they thought would give them the pursuit of happiness. And some of the main things were they wanted freedom, they wanted to end police brutality, they wanted a fair education that teaches them a knowledge of self, they wanted equality in the justice system, they felt like everyone should have a fair and beneficial trial, they wanted decent housing, which they felt they were not getting. They felt like the landlords were mistreating them, so they wanted to have their own complexes that they can use and create their own community. And they felt like they deserved money for all the hard work that we did when we were slaves that was promised to us. The overall vision was to serve the needs of all oppressed people, not just black people. It didn't matter to them what color you are. They felt like if you were oppressed, they could help you. And they thought that they were going to be able to help you by something called the survival programs. The survival programs were programs that they created to help people. For example, one of the programs that they created was the free breakfast program. We still use that today. How many of you guys have had free lunch in the morning from a public school? That was adopted by the Black Panther Party. that was one of their major accomplishments because the FBI and other political people, like the police, thought that that was something great that they did to help people. One of their major accomplishments was the Free Angela Davis movement. This was a movement that they did to help her get out of jail because she was a political prisoner of war. She was falsely accused of being a part of a shootout because the gun was registered in her name, even though she wasn't there at that time. So they created rallies, they had protests, they had speeches, they gave out a whole bunch of things to support her. That eventually, through all of their fight to get her out of jail, she became free. That was an example of the 10-point program because they found that she was a prisoner of war. The Black Panther Party are still active. They have a Facebook account, and in which they explain what their goal was, and they explain the important people and some of the accomplishments that they did. They also have a website called theblackpantherparty.com, in which they also explain their legacy, they explain their vision, they explain some of the movements that they did, they explain their views as being communist or as being perceived as communist and how they thought about it. And through their website, they have tours, which you can go on and they'll take you to some of their important historical sites, and they'll show you and explain to you some of the things that they've done. Thank you.